the Chase Thomas Podcast, for people who have nothing but time to kill.
That's the best case scenario, and something I had not anticipated, is like being able to keep Snead in the bullpen as a multi-use, just a big innings eater guy, and just letting Teagan ease into being a weekend starter. But if you get to the point in SEC play where you can count on Coons, Phillips, and Doyle, I think that's a really, really good spot and one of the best rotations, potentially. High upside for sure in the SEC this spring. Final thing here. This year's Dean Curley is going to be who, Ryan Schumpert, because there's just too many freshmen. Something I was thinking about this week is, and this was kind of my galaxy brain take here, Ryan Schumpert. I think it's not a problem, but Tennessee is got, like, this is the number one recruiting class in. Like, this is the best recruiting class Tony Vitello has ever had. He's never had this many guys who it just seems like could play right now and are just, it's going to be awkward. I think there's so much pressure on the guys in front of these talented freshmen right now. Cause even like, is it Manny Marin? How do you pronounce his last name?
Marin's what we're going with.
Okay.
I was told that us native English speakers don't really know how to pronounce it, so they're just going with Marin.
Okay. Well, he's doing well, and he can play anywhere in the infield. You still have Levi Clark, who we'll see. I mean, depending on some health of some guys in front of him, he might be in a platoon spot here in opening weekend. You have Stone Lawless. You have Jay Abernathy, obviously, right there, who everyone's starting to know about. I look around and I'm like, there's a lot of just potential first round talent in this Tennessee freshman class that I wonder how they're going to manage it, because you're trying to reload and defend a national title, but it's something I'm going to monitor, because like Dean Curley came out of nowhere because of injuries in front of him, and he took that job and he never gave it back. Like, if you were a starter right now for Tennessee baseball and you're not one of the freshmen, you can't afford, I think, to miss any significant time, because the guys behind you are just like, Tennessee has, it's crazy to think, but I don't think it's hyperbole to say there's never been this much talent behind a lot of really good older players in the Tony Vitello top of his era. Like, this is the most amount of pressure those guys have had with the amount of talent behind them, because we've never seen this. This is the first number one overall class that's come in under Vitello, and there are some dudes by all accounts, but you know better than I. Is that a hyperbole? Because I don't think so.
I would say, man, 22, 21 class, you guys were 22 were pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Like Burns, Beam.
I'm just not. No. I'm not throwing starters. By the way, I should have specified. I'm not throwing pitchers out. I'm just talking straight 1 through 9. Like, yes. That's who I'm talking about.
Lineup, that way. I would agree. And Chris Newstrom's a guy that would come in with in the fall, and he had an awesome weekend in the Pizza Series and has been good in the preseason. So yeah, no, I completely agree there. And that's to answer your question, who the Dean Curley is, because I was going through writing preview stuff this week. I was going through some of my previews from last year, and that's what was the most jarring. And that was the thing I was most just Dean Curley mentioned is one of the options in shortstop, amidst others, not even one of the top options, is middle infielder to start by more. I think in that sense, it's probably Manny Marin. From the standpoint of it's like
interesting.
I think we know we are not field. Kobe Backus will get shots at it. You know, there will be other people that start in left field early in the season, but it would be a surprise to me. I think to everybody that follows the team closely, if Jay Abernathy's not the guy in left field. Levi Clark, his bat's been so good, so consistent, fall on, and he plays at the position in catcher where you play multiple guys and you have midweek opportunities. First, you can place in first base. Tennessee's not had the first base spot really settled. And then you just say, okay, maybe he's a DH bat. I think there's been a lot of talk about both of those guys and what their role will be on this team. I think there's been a lot of talk, and I say talk like this is kind of how I felt a lot of it too. Manny looks really good, but there's nowhere for him to play this year. And I still kind of feel that way. Like, he's boxed out in the middle of the infield, but he can play third base really well. If Andrew Fisher, his arm is not, I think Andrew Fisher could potentially play first base this week. He played first base on Sunday in the Pizza Series when he wasn't able to throw a ton yet. So maybe he's back, but not at third base yet. I think Manny Marin's that next guy that's going to get an opportunity, and he's a really good blend of being super super smooth as a defender with a really good bat. So he would be the pick of the guy that I think most people, when you outline it, you don't see what the huge role would be for him this year, just because of the guys ahead of him. Where I think it's a lot easier, especially Abernathy, and to a lesser degree Levi Clark. But I continue to be impressed with him, and he's a guy that's going to get opportunities, and it would not surprise me at all if he ran with him when he does.
I love it. Ryan Schumpert, what could the Go check out from you and the team over at RockyTopInsider.com this week?
Yeah, I just teased it a minute ago. Running.
Nicely done, nephew. The Chase Thomas podcast. Hell yeah.